We're live? I don't ever want to dance again. Do, 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 da, da, do, do. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, damn! Do we have a guest today? My man, the hardcore closer.
What's up, everybody?
The Legion. The guy, probably the realest motherfucker that you or I have met. The man has been through a lot of shit. The man is doing a lot of shit. And he owns a lot of cool shit too. Complete side note. Like cool ass cars and shit. But the reason why I'm excited today is because most of you guys know me as the marketing guy. And you know me as like
that is your name.
It is. Billy Jean is marketing. Yeah, so it's in the name. It's by definition. That's how you guys know me. But for those of you that are like in our trainings and groups and shit like that, you also understand that my biggest thing is sales. I'm a sales guy. My background is sales. I used to fucking sell cars. Like on the lot, like I sold t-shirts, like all the hustles that you can think of, that's my thing. So the reason why I think I'm a great marketer is because of my understanding with sales. And then in comes this man, Ryan Stewman.
This guy.
A fucking sales boss that I would say also is a motherfucking marketing G. And I think the two go hand in hand together. It's almost like if you don't have opportunities, then who are you going to close? And if you have all the opportunities in the world but you can't close, does it really matter? So what I thought would be fun is, one, I want to dive into a little bit of Ryan's story. We'll give you like I'll try to give you like a condensed version of everything so you can understand who he is and where he comes from, because I think it gives you great perspective into how his brain works. But then after that, I want to talk all sales and marketing. You guys got a marketing question, how to get more customers. You got an objection that somebody's given you and you want to overcome it and you want to do live objection handling and you want to put it in the chat. That would be kind of fun.
Dude, yesterday, this lady hit me up. I did that from Frank Kern's stage live.
Yeah.
And this lady, one of her objections was, I teach men how to give women an hour-long orgasm. And I'm like, hold the fuck up.
Wait,
who's objecting to that? What kind of assholes are you selling to, right? Like, what the fuck is, like, who objects to that?
Wait, is that even a real thing?
Yes. I'm buying that shit tonight. My wife's like, don't come home without that shit.
You need multiple copies. So, ladies and gentlemen, also too, something about myself and Ryan is I just don't think either one of us really believes in filtering ourselves. We kind of say what we mean and mean what we say. And if we say something that's kind of off, yeah, okay. We said something that was off. So I don't really know what's about to go down on this interview, on this live stream, but a lot of real shit, hopefully shit that can help you. Shout out to Lawrence who's here. Shout out to Jeremy who's here. Shout out to, what do you say? Jeremy says, 2 hardest hustlers on the internet. You two have been my best influence over the last 6 to 9 months. Much respect to you, Jeremy. We appreciate you.
That's awesome, man.
Casey says, so in other words, I should just jump ship and follow Ryan exclusively then, right? Shout out, not a bad idea. Chris says, I've been Ryan's Breakthrough Academy. Great stuff. So closer license plates, Ryan freaking Stewman. So the love is here, the vibes are here, the thing is right. Sirius heard him at AdCon, big plays, the best hair on air, Ryan Stewman. You got the hair vibe too?
Man,
you just got trophies out here?
All my life I had this like cowlick. And it was like
What's
weird,
a cowlick?
you know, cowlick. Well, I'm from the country, so when you got your hair that sticks up, they call it a cowlick, like the cowlick.
A cowlick,
yeah,
like
yeah.
alfalfa.
Yeah, yes, exactly. and now that style, this is like coming in style. You know, I'm 38 years old, and for the first time, I got like a cool haircut. There was nothing else I could do with this shit. And now I notice a lot of people are getting the haircut. I'm like, I've always been ahead of the trends. You know what I'm saying? I've always been ahead of the trends.
It came full circle, man. All right, let's dive into this shit. So, Ryan Stewman, ladies and gentlemen. Where to start, man? Did you grow up rich? Were you just like influenced by like, did you have like sales coaches your entire life? Were you mentor? Were you prepped? What the hell?
Well, so I did not grow up rich. Like most people, my parents pretended. And I think as a kid, like you don't know if your parents are, well, my kids know we're rich, right? Like they like we get in a McLaren in a different car every day of the week, and the things that we do, they know. But like as a kid, I didn't know any better. I grew up in like the poorest neighborhood in the city that we grew up in. I was adopted at age 7, so I was adopted, and my mother remarried this dude, and he was like really abusive, man. And I grew up working at a car wash. Well, I like to talk, and my mother
I didn't know you worked at a car wash.
Yeah, so my mother wasn't prepared to deal with me because I got this entrepreneurial spirit and I like to talk. And I'm a natural salesperson. I see it in my kids too. And my adopted dad, he didn't know, like he could not deal with me. And so they put me to work.
When you say can't deal with you, Did you just have attitude? Were you just hyper all the time?
Both.
Were you lashing out?
Not attitude, just like a bad ADD. You know what I mean? And
hard to control.
Hard to control, and they were wrong a lot. My parents weren't really that smart, and they were wrong a lot. And and I'd be like, dude, what the fuck are they talking about? They don't even have experience. Be talking
But then you
about
have
this
society
kind of
that's like always listen to your parents, but then you're kind of on some other shit. How does someone balance that? Because even now, I know there's people listening today, and they're saying, man, they're not chasing their dreams because of what their parents want them to do.
Oh man, I hate that for people. It's funny you asked that, man, because back when we were kids, we didn't have Google. So your mom said some shit, and you're like,
it was real.
You're like, okay, well, mom seems smart. Now you're like, I don't fucking think so. Not according to Google, mom, right? But we didn't have that when we were kids. And so when I wrote my first book in 2014, I gave it to my family first.
Wow.
And I said, hey, read this book. I'm so excited about it. I wrote this whole thing. I put 80,000 words. I actually typed the book and all this. Dude, I was so excited. They said, if you publish this book, you'll never see any of us again. I ain't seen them since. I said, there's no way I'm going to let 8 of y'all hold me back from the millions of people that I influence. On a weekly basis, there's millions of people that watch my Instagram, that watch my Facebook, get hundreds of thousands of people a month to my blog. There's no way I'm going to let those 8 people keep me from giving my gift to the millions.
Are you saying that because you wanted to share things about your life?
Yeah.
That also...
They were kind of embarrassed of, And they live in a small town, and they're like, the town will talk. It's like, town knows anyway, like the town already knows anyway. And I'm probably the most successful person to ever
Was that
come
a
out
hard
of that
decision
town.
to make, though?
Man, it definitely hurt my feelings. Now it's been, almost 5 years, and so, but it definitely hurt my feelings.
Hold on, I'm letting you slide by it. Do you want to go make that right? I mean,
Nah.
it's like that, huh?
Yeah, it's like that, man.
Why?
The
reason why I say that is because I found myself in situations, somebody, not exactly that, but now, especially with how much game and knowledge you have, they were making a decision based off the information that they had and where they were at. So like for me, I always try and say like, I only really like to get upset with somebody based on their intent. And I don't feel like their intent was sideways you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, not to go here on live.
I feel like my life's a lot better without them, honestly. There's been several instances in my life, like I said, my stepdad was very abusive. I remember one time he choked me in the capillaries and my eyes busted. They thought I was dead. I ran away from home when I was 15 because I got tired of getting beat up and I got tired of dealing with my parents, and I dropped out of school, and I just to get away from them, you know what I mean? So it's like we just had this relationship that was...
So it was deeper than that. That was the hot sauce on
that was them still trying to control me, and that was me finally saying, hey, I'm breaking free from their control for forever.
So that decision went deep.
And again, I'm not mad at them. I don't wish anything horrible to happen to them. They're just like some people that I knew for a while. It's like my ex-wife. I'm not mad at her, and she's just somebody that I was with for a period of time, and we've just moved on at this point. So
I got a question for you, and I didn't plan to talk about any of this stuff, but I think it's helpful
you never
for
know
everybody.
what the hell you're gonna get with us, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But for everybody here today, am I the only one? Tell me in the chat. Do you guys feel like there is this societal stigma around family that it has to be the most important thing to you? You have to stick by family. You can never leave by family. And as I'm growing and learning more, what I've realized is family could hold you back more than all that. And I'm not talking about me personally. I've been very blessed. I got a good relationship with my family. But I've seen so many people and coached so many people who have been held back because of what your family thinks. Because your family wouldn't be pleased. And because that means so much to you. Why? Because we were birthed from someone. Is that why is that the highest form of life? You see where I'm going with that?
I do. First is most religions teach you honor thy mother and thy father. It doesn't say honor an honorable mother and father. It just says honor them no matter what.
Yes.
And so when I decided I was going to have kids, one of the things I was never going to tell them was because I said so.
Right? Don't you fucking hate that line?
I did, right? I wanted them to understand that I cared about them was why I said what I said, and I wanted them to understand because I'm a why type of person. You can tell me to go marketing, and I'm going to be like, well, why?
Right.
You know what I mean? I want to know behind the reason why. And so I was that way with my kid. I'm that way with my kids. My parents weren't necessarily that way with me, but I believe we have two options in life. We have a family of choice and a family of origin. The family of origin is where our parents are birthed, we're birthed, our blood and all that stuff, brothers and sisters and everything else, your grandparents. Then a family of choice is your spouse, your kids, your homeboys, your homegirls, your employees. These are the people that you spend time with as an adult that become your family. See, humans, we're the only animals that, as far as I know, that after a certain age, we still stick with family. Like when an elephant leaves, it leaves
out.
its mom forever. When a lion is 2 years old, it leaves the pride and goes out on its own. It don't come back and go be like, hey, yo, what's up, Dad, lion? Like, that Lion King going back and seeing Mufasa shit doesn't work in real life. That's not how it goes down. We're the only ones that do that. And so...
Well, question, I'll give you a straight one. Is blood really thicker than water?
Well,
in other words,
yes.
is origin family thicker than your choice family?
One of my core values, I read core values out loud every single morning, first thing in the morning. That's what I do. That's one of my daily routines. And one of my core values is family of choice is bigger than family of origin. Because I didn't get to choose who had, like, I didn't get to choose my mother and dad having sex in order to have me. I didn't get to, I was no part of that decision, but I did get to choose my wife.
That would be interesting, though.
I know it would be, right? I would have chosen
sitting in space and
I would have chose like Michael Jordan and Cindy Crawford or something. You know what I'm saying? Like I would have chose greater parents than the ones that I got. I assure you. But because I would at least got some athletic genes and maybe not have gotten as much trouble. I would have wanted rich parents if that was my choice. But with my kids, you know, I have chosen to have them, and I have chosen my wife, and I have chosen my friends that I consider family, and I believe that blood is not thicker. That technically, obviously, scientifically, blood is thicker than water.
Right.
But I believe that, you know, it doesn't have to be water. You know, you can be connected to a family of choice that feels like blood. You know, I've got homeboys that've been, you know, with me for 15, 20 years, man, and they'll do shit for me that my parents or anybody, even when we had a relationship, would never do for me.
So
you know,
let's go through the journey. So here you are, put your book out, kind of like separate with your family. Give me just like if we had to do like little timeline and put dots on the table of your entrepreneurial journey, what were kind of like the milestones? Bring us through like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 type of joint.
So, okay, well, it works like this. So at the car wash, since I talked all the time, they put me in sales. And so I sold car washes.
Hey, man, wash cars and shut the fuck up. Matter of fact, come over here and see if you can sell one.
You like to talk so damn much. Come up here and talk to customers. That's what they basically told me. And so that's what I did. I would talk to the customer. You want a $5 car wash? I sell you a $10 car wash. And you know, sometimes we wash 1,500 cars in a day. So I got a lot of sales experience from 13 years old to 21.
Wow.
Somewhere in between there, the first money-making opportunity I was ever presented with was selling drugs. And I wasn't very successful at it because I ended up going to prison for 2 years for selling drugs. And I actually did cocaine one time in my life. I sniffed a big-ass line and my heart stopped, and the cops were nice enough to revive me so that they could arrest me. And thanks, fellas. I appreciate that. And so I end up going to prison. I get out of prison, and I go back to work at this car wash. And so I'm thinking, you know what? Entrepreneurism, drug dealing is obviously not for me. I'm just going to go back and be a straight-laced car wash guy. And if I work hard enough at this car wash, maybe I can own it one day. And so what happens is this customer comes in the car wash.
Your vision at the time was exactly what you knew.
Yes.
You knew car wash.
I knew car wash.
Therefore, so owning a car wash was that was the transition.
I was going to be the best. And I was, damn it. I still am. I'll probably hold all the records there still. And so this customer came in, and she's like, I want to give you a job. And I was like, well, listen, lady, I don't know what you do for a living. She goes, I sell mortgages. And I was like, listen, I'm a felon, and you know, I've made a lot of bad decisions. And, you know, I don't have good credit. I just got out of prison not too long ago. She goes, oh, you'll be perfect for this industry.
Come on in.
Come on in. We got you. And she was right, though. Within about 45 to 60 days, I'd made $21,000, right?
Wow.
And that used to take me 3/4 of a year to make at the car wash. And all of a sudden, dude, I'm hooked. Like, I'm hooked like drug dealing, you know? And I had never made that kind of money before.
Question, how much of your skills in regards to sales came from actually just selling people car washes?
Dude, like 99% of them. Because, man, when you're talking, because you got to be able to be fast, and you got to be able to read somebody's body language quick at the car wash, because there's 1,000 cars coming in 10 hours. That's 100 people an hour you're selling to on a Saturday.
Yep.
And I sold to every one of them.
The reason why I asked that is because I talk to you guys, and I know you see this shit all the time too, but all of you have so many limiting beliefs, and it sounds like this. Oh, well, he can sell because he's selling mortgages, and right now is a great time to buy a home, da-da-da. Oh, well, you can sell car wash because it's summertime and you live in San Diego, and da-da-da. Oh, da-da-da-da-da. You have all these fucking excuses why somebody else can be good at sales and why you're not. And what you don't realize, and the reason why I asked that question, I want you guys to see that, fuck your excuses. Poker chip for that ass. Fuck your excuses. So my point is guys, like, man, sales is always going to be the best skill set any entrepreneur can have. I'm convinced of that, period. Because then you can always have a way to make money. But you got to kill the nonsense and the bullshit that you're telling yourself around, oh my God, I can't sell her. Here's the worst one. My product's different. You guys don't understand my customer.
My people aren't on Facebook.
Yeah, my people aren't on Facebook. My people would never click ads. The person in my shut the fuck up. are you talking about? Knock it off. So I'm gonna keep coming back to the story, but I want to get real tactical for all these people here today. So let's talk about sales, man. I want to give you guys a breakdown on sales and how all of you can use some shit that you learned today right away, today, right after this call to pick up the phone and make a call. So if someone's going to pick up the phone right now and just start fucking cold calling, or maybe it's warm calling if you have some leads or referral calling, whatever, they're going to call and make a sell. This is a broad question. What should they do? How should they even start? Like, how do I, like, say someone who's truly a beginner in sales and super afraid of it, what the fuck should they do?
Well, this kind of back to the family of choice, family of origin thing, right? So like you go to work for a place and the sales manager, he doesn't know any better because he probably hasn't done actual frontline sales in a long time. So he sits a phone book in front of you or a cold call list in front of you and he says, get to smiling and dialing. There's no real training other than you have to go through the experiences. You know, we created something called closer cards, which are flashcards that you write objections on.
That's genius, by the way.
And you use the closer cards to get better at handling objections. You got to write your own objections and stuff. They're basically just blank flashcards, but it's a little prop to get you to want to do them, right? But I don't believe in cold calls. And I did that shit back in 2004 when I was in the mortgage business, and I knocked on people's doors and all that. And you don't have to do that today. Right now, if someone was to say, like, and I always say this, the best thing about being a good salesperson is all this shit could fall out the window today. Like, get rid of the diamond Rolex, get rid of all this, and I go broke. I go sell roofs.
You're gonna make
I
it
go
back.
sell something. You know what I'm saying? I got a skill that is duplicatable across the board that'll never leave me broke.
Amen to that.
And so the only way they can make me broke is if they lock me back up again, you know, which ain't going to happen because I've been watching my back.
He's doing it clean.
Doing it clean. And so here's what I know. Like, we have Facebook with 2 billion people on it. We have Instagram with 1 billion people on it. We have LinkedIn with 600 million people on it. All you have to do, you don't have to go cold call. All you got to do is go join a group. And if you're paying attention, so many people miss this shit. If you're just paying attention to the people that are posting in the group, you go create a relationship with them and you have a conversation with them. Like, so I try.
Well, let's map that out. So right now, as far as action step number 1, if you want to make sales right now after this live stream, go find a group where your ideal customer is hanging out. Go to Facebook. You can type in the search bar. If you're looking for people who are buying homes, there's probably a fucking group for first-time home buyers, right? No matter what the hell you're selling, there's definitely a group for that on Facebook. So that's actually step number 1. You're in the group.
And then step number 2 is make friends with the admin of that group so they don't think you're some spamming asshole trying to scam us. So reach out to the admin and say, how can I bring value to this group? How can I help you with the group? Would you like for, what kind of stuff does the group really base there? What gets the best engagement on the group? Are you monetizing the group? Like, talk to the admin because the admin might be like, well, what do you do, Billy? You're like, oh, I sell marketing. It's like, dude, I'll fucking flood you with leads, right? You got to start, don't just show up in there and it's like, be like, now this is my group, right? Like, show up in there and engage people. Same thing on Instagram.
So step 2, I would say investigate.
Yeah, investigate
the group and
call it
identify.
social recon.
Social recon. Find out like who's the decision makers, what they want, how you can serve them. Also, too, don't be afraid to just go old school with it and wine and dine them a little bit.
Exactly.
Send them a gift. Send them a card. If the group is all about like baseball in the world, send them a fucking baseball bat signed by, you know, Ryan Stewman and Billy G. Whatever the fuck you got to do. Like, just do something creative. It's amazing how far, like, giving someone a gift that took time goes. When someone just realizes, holy shit, this person went out of their way to think about me.
They give a shit. Nobody gives a shit anymore.
Exactly.
They give a shit.
I'll tell you this, if someone was in one of our groups and they sent me some really cool shit and then they posted something, even I was like, I don't know about that post. I'm like, well, fuck it. He did send me that Kool-Aid though, or whatever the hell it is.
We do
right?
that all
like,
the time. You know, isn't that cool about our jobs? People, I know for a fact people send you gifts because I get them.
Every single day.
I love it, man. It's like Christmas every day. I like get T-shirts in the mail, get swag. I mean, I'm wearing this little band that says "Work Harder" from Entrepreneur that somebody sent me. I
love it.
So absolutely.
Right. So there you go. You're in the group. You've now got kind of cool with the admin. What's a post that you can do to generate a lead, right? We're kind of talking about the marketing side here. How can you start the conversation, I guess is the question.
So ask questions. You know, here's my favorite saying in sales. I made this up, been saying it for years. He who speaks the least earns the most. So if you ask questions and let other people talk to you about what they want. So most people, this is what they do on social media. They're like, look at me, look at me, look at my dog, look what I have for lunch, look at my car, look at my life, look at my kids, look at my wife. And like, none of us are the Kardashians. Like, we're cool cats, but we ain't the Kardashians. You know what I mean? People don't really care that much about like our lives. But when you show, and that's the old Dale Carnegie adage, when you show interest in other people, they become interested in you. So when you ask a question to a group, if you look in any group, the comments or the posts that get the most comments are questions. And so when you go in there and you might say, who made a sale? If you go into a sales pro group, you might say, who closed the sale today? What kind of watch are you wearing? What kind of socks are you wearing? And if you go into a home buyer, how old were you when you bought your first home? You know, like asking these kind of questions that the masses can engage with.
I love that. Like, let's say you went into some kind of group, like a sales group, and said, who made a sales today? And then when someone did, fucking direct message that person and say, hey man, here's a cool five fucking sentence cheat sheet that works really great to get referrals. Maybe go ahead and hit this person with that. Here's a cool email template that I use every time after someone buys. This is my thank you. On average, they get 3 more leads from this. And then the person's like, oh my God, this is fucking really helpful.
You care.
Yeah, you care. And then they ask you a question like this. Well, what do you do?
Yep.
And then the conversation starts. So now that we got somebody on the phone and we kind of came up with a creative way to get someone's attention, and now we're actually helping somebody, and now we're having a conversation, we're well liked. And how do you pitch, man? Why do you think everybody's so afraid to ask for money?
People fear rejection. The same reason why entrepreneurs don't finish a course, or they don't finish a project, or they don't launch a book. They start a bunch of things they never finish because they don't want to be judged, because they fear rejection. Like, what if I make this course and I launch it and then nobody buys it? Fuck, they've rejected me. Right. And so people fear rejection. It's the same thing, but
so let's go into that. Why do people feel rejection? Matter of fact, in the chat,
it's all Stacey Adams from the first grade when you asked that chick out and she looked at you and went, ew, no. That shit fucked you up for your entire life. When little girls, same thing, you ask out the football captain of the high school and he's like, dude, I would totally not bang you. And shit broke her heart. We're like, rejection sucks. You know?
Wait, really fast. Have you guys ever been rejected by Stacey or Sam or whoever the hell it was for you? Just put in the chat reject. I want you guys to all see each other and see everyone who's been rejected. I'll type it in the chat, reject. I've been rejected before. I'm sure Ryan's been rejected before. It happens all the time. But how do you deal with that, man? People have so many, and watch this. Some people here today have been in entrepreneurship for a decade, maybe 2 decades, maybe 3 decades, and they make either less or the same amount of money or barely amount of money more than they did 30 years ago. When you have 30 years of defeat, how can you think about the possibility of winning?
Well, so here's what most people say. They say, I got 20 years in this business. And really, no, you have 1 year repeated 20 times. There's a big difference. And what you've got to do is you've got to say, okay, and if you repeat the same thing over and over expecting different results, that is what?
Insanity. Baby.
Right. So you got to start trying different stuff. Like if you've been cold calling for 20 years and the shit is getting less than that, because 93% of phone calls don't get answered anyway. And so less and less effective, you're doing the same shit expecting different results. That's what stupid people do. Yeah. You know, and so what you've got to do is you've got to switch it up. You got to be open-minded, because a closed mind will not close sales. And so you've got to be open-minded. You've got to look for new stuff to do. And that's why it's important to go on social media. I had a lady all the time. I chartered a jet the other day to go see Warren Buffett at Berkshire Hathaway annual shareholder meeting. And I saw you on that with Chris, right?
Yeah.
I like him, man.
He's a good guy. Shout out to Chris Record.
Yeah, I like his spot there at the Veer too. It's cool. My buddy Rob Sacades lives there as well. You probably know Rob, right?
I don't think I know.
Yeah, he's an interesting character. So anyway, I chartered this jet to go see Warren Buffett. And I'm taking a few of my clients up there, and we're going to go to the Berkshire Hathaway annual shareholder meetings. I have some passes. I'm a shareholder. And you know, the person that chartered me the jet, he said, you know, I tried to sell him my stuff, and he's like, oh, my people aren't on social media. I'm like, bitch, I just bought from you because somebody tagged you on Facebook. I just spent 20 grand with you because somebody tagged you on Facebook. How the hell are you going to say your people aren't on social media? I said, I got at least 20 millionaire friends that don't do nothing but charter private jets. You know, and you're missing out on all of them, because if you ain't my client, I'm not going to tag you. You know?
Dude, I mean, so I got a question, and shout out to all my rejects out there. You know, like, just look at the chat. Everybody's a damn reject. It's not so uncommon, is it, right? So continuing on, question for you. A lot of people, and tell me if you found this too, believe that sales is one of those things that you either have or you don't have. A lot of people believe that you're just gifted with sales, or you're naturally charismatic, or you just have that personality, whatever the fuck it is. Is that true?
Now, remember I just said, he who speaks the least earns the most. So in the past, you had to talk your way into a sale, but what I see is most people talk themselves out of a sale.
Yes.
It takes 2 things to close sales, and 2 things only. You guys write this down. Number 1 is empathy. Because the person has to know that you understand their situation.
Yes.
The only way to gain empathy with the client or prospect is to listen to them. There's people's kids don't listen to them, their wife doesn't listen to them, their boss don't listen to them, their employees don't listen to them, their friends don't listen to them, the people on social media ain't liking their posts. None of that shit's going on. Nobody listens. We and you were just talking about Dr. Pratt. He's going to listen to you. You know, you're going to go pay that guy for him to listen to you. And so and he's not a salesman, and he's going to get some money from you, you know, because he's going to be empathetic. And you can't just say, well, I have empathy empathy for you. You have to listen, and you have to actively listen. You have to say things like, oh, I understand. Oh, man, that's horrible. I get that. Oh, man. Then you actively listen, and your empathy, and that person's like, oh, Billy gets it. Billy understands my situation. And then the confidence is the second key. You have to just confidently say, once you understand their situation, you should know whether or not you can help them. Now, listen, if you can't help somebody and you close them anyway, that's some asshole shit. You shouldn't do that. You should pass them on to somebody in your network that can help them. That's what I always believe, because I can't help everybody, but maybe Billy is. Maybe Billy's a better fit. So I might be like, listen, Frank, I appreciate you you and I having this conversation. I'm going to introduce you to Billy because I think he's going to be a better fit for you, right? Because if I don't think I can help you, like, I'm not the king of YouTube, right? You are. So if somebody wants more stuff about YouTube, I'm really good at Facebook, but if somebody wants more stuff on YouTube, I'm like, I can teach you a little bit the beginner stuff, but man, you're already into the beginner stuff. Let me introduce you to my friend Billy. He's going to be a better fit for you. And so many people, I think abundantly, so I don't think, oh, I missed out on this sale. I'm like, man, that just got me some karma points to get another one. And so, but I have to have the confidence in order to say, okay, I understand your situation. Here's what's going on, and here's why my product's good for you.
And going with the confidence thing, don't forget, guys, in any conversation, in any sell, there's only two outcomes. You either sell or you're sold. Meaning they sell you on the idea that they don't need your product or service because it's bad timing for them. They have 3 kids, they got a job. Maybe in 3 months when little Johnny goes off to school, it'll be better. They are selling you on the fact that that's why they don't need your product or service. So even though they're not a salesman, they're the fucking salesman. Or you sell them on why they need to do this right now today and how they've been procrastinating for the last decade and how much longer do they want to be in pain. 2 things, 2 outcomes, people. Let's go into this, man. Somebody downstairs, bring me up a phone and 2 glasses of water, please. But let's go ahead, let's call some people. Anybody who's having sales objections right now, are you okay with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's put you on the phone, man. We're gonna give you a chance to speak with the hardcore closer himself and just go through it. I think for you guys to hear live, how the fuck can you overcome objections? So right now, you guys got about a 15-second delay behind us. I want you to put your phone number and your industry in the chat. Put your phone number and your industry if you dare be brave enough. And then we'll give you a call right now fucking live. And let's go through some basic objection handling. Let's go through some basic good questions to ask. Like, everybody should have a list of questions that you're asking your clients. Because as he's saying, the people who listen are the people who win. And the great listeners ask fucking fantastic questions. Not great questions, fucking fantastic questions. So, do I got a phone?
There's 2 things you need to do. Number 1 is you need to have a list of 5 to 10 questions you ask every prospect every time you're on the phone or every time you're in chat with them.
Amen.
Number 2 is you need to go ahead and write out all the objections that you know you're going to get and the answers to them and study that shit every time before you get on the phone. Like, you wouldn't go to war with a slingshot against, like, China. You know what I mean? You would go over there armed with machine guns, jets, helicopters, and nuclear weapons.
Let me give him a quotable on that, because what he's saying is fucking powerful. So, in other words, guys, we can all agree, girls, we can all agree that there is no objection that your client's going to give you that you haven't heard before. And so one thing that I love to ask, and my sales guys ask every single day downstairs, is when someone says no, we say, cool, well, what we've found when someone doesn't take advantage of this opportunity, it's either from one of these 3 things. Number 1, you don't have the funds available right now. Number 2, you just don't know enough about us. Or number 3, whatever the fuck else it is.
You don't have time.
You don't have time. And then we say, which one is it for you? And then because you put them and you give them A, B, or C, you know what they're going to say. So what you need to have are closer cards or flashcards, and every fucking time they say no, oop, I know how to overcome that. Oop, I know how to overcome that. And pretty soon you start to remember them. And then when you've been doing that shit for 20, 30 years, you become a motherfucking machine. That's why he's like, yeah, pick up the phone and call. He doesn't even know anything else besides how to overcome objections. And true salesmen know the sale starts when you hear your first no. Got it? Other than that, guess what? You're an order taker. You ain't a salesman. Time to make some calls, baby. Time to go down. We about to spit some fireballs out here. Wait, really quick. Whoever gave this phone, whose phone is this?
Hey, Luis Rosario. You know what, man?
Whoever phone is this? Upstairs, sorry, real quick. Make sure it's not connected to Ring Central right now, and it's not going to give me a fucking delay. So someone come up here and give me a phone that's going to work, so we're not, like, glitching out while we're live streaming doing all this, please. All right? Go.
Luis, I quit smoking pot several months ago, man. I've been sober for a couple months now. I know that
Can we talk about that while they bring up the phone?
Well, somebody said Ryan must be smoking some of that bomb-ass Cali weed, and it's like, man, you know, In the past, yes, but I've been sober for a few months now, man. I made a big life choice that I
How's it
needed
feel?
to level up. And dude, I mean, our business is growing. I'm showing up for my family more. Forever, I told myself that it was the thing that helped, and turns out it was really holding me back a lot. You know?
Wow, wait, this is huge, man. Especially like I want to dive more into that. What? Because a lot of people will make good arguments for smoking and that, and a lot of people who do it, and
If
that's
you do it,
fine.
that's cool. Yeah, absolutely.
100%. So it's not a knock. But what do you mean? Why were you able to give more? Why were you able to like what was specifically holding you back about the smoke? Like what
You
was
want the truth, man?
Yeah.
All right, so what I noticed was like I was known as like this, hardcore pot smoking guy. And I started attracting like druggy clients into my life, and they'd be like, well, Stewman can smoke weed, I can do a little blow. And then they would all go have these parties together and they were all doing loser shit, and I don't want to be surrounded with them. I didn't think of potheads as losers, but it seemed like those people were finding me.
Right.
And so I said, you know what, I'm a leader in this industry. I've got to step up and I've got to quit in order to attract better people. And this was like back in November, and it took me until January to quit. Yeah. And I tried, didn't work out, didn't work out. In January, I just laid it down, and I haven't gone back since. And now if you look at the caliber of people that are in our circle, in our mastermind, and in my programs, there are people that have billion-dollar companies as opposed to $100,000 companies. There are people that are millionaires versus people that make six figures.
You really start to see how your message resonates. So in addition to that, I'll piggyback off that. I curse a lot. You guys know I fucking curse forever, right? But I curse, I wear, most of the time you'll see me, I got a t-shirt, basketball shorts on, I got my fucking ears pierced, I got some like fresh ass shoes. So like when people see me, they think one thing about me. And there's a lot of things I like about that because they're unassuming and they don't realize I'm like intelligent and shit like that. But I definitely deal with that other side too, where there's a lot of people out there who curse a whole bunch and they think that they can get away with, like I know when to turn on customer service. I know when to turn on and when to not use profanity. But I put out a message that you can just use it anytime. It's not necessarily true.
Just be yourself.
And so like it's really hard to decipher, and I understand where you're going with that. All right, here we go.
I want to point this out though.
Yeah.
Like as soon as I quit smoking, because I'm like a hoodie and t-shirt and jeans type of person too, but I leveled up in every area of my life, man. I started putting on button-up shirts. I went and bought a Rolex. I got an iced out bling Rolex, but Frank Kern, who's a good mentor of mine, he says it best. He says you can't attract whales with minnow bait.
With what?
With minnow bait. And so, for me, I sell to like business professionals, right? You sell like the internet marketing crowd, so it's cool, t-shirt and jeans and all that. I sell to professionals that are running big mortgage companies and running big roofing companies and running, like big companies in general. And these guys wear Rolexes. These guys wear button-up shirts. These guys have nice stuff. So I needed to look and represent of what success in that industry looked like, and it's changed the game for me.
All right, we're going with my guy Kevin James right now.
The actor? Adam Sandler's Adam Sandler's lover? Chuck from Chuck and Larry?
Kevin! Mall cop, or what was he?
Yeah, Paul Blart.
Kevin James, we're calling you right now.
For reaching the offices of KG.
Really,
Rule number one of sales, damn it, is
Answer your phone! Come on, man! All right, Eve, we're going down to you right there. That actually happens more often than you think.
93% of all phone calls go unanswered, even when they wanted to answer the phone.
Even when you just put in your phone number to be called. Eve, we're giving you a call right now. And then when you talk, just keep this here on your mic so they can hear it. Eve.
Hey.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. How are you doing today?
I'm fantastic. This voice sounds familiar.
Yeah.
You're watching us.
We're live. That's how that goes. All right, Eve, here we go. I'm going to pass you over to Ryan. Whatever sales objection that you're facing in your life right now, I want you to throw it at him. He's going to give you a step-by-step of how to overcome it. You ready?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Eve. So what do you sell?
I sell premium coaching packages.
Awesome. So what's the number one objection you get from people when you're talking to them?
That is too expensive.
That's suspicious.
It's too expensive.
Too expensive. I thought you said suspicious.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. So too expensive. Well, let me ask you this: if you think something's too expensive, what do you think is a fair price for my product? Right. So ask them to establish a price first. Rule number one of handling objections: you got to agree with the customer. And you got to use sales at keto, so you have to ask them a question, because if they say that's too expensive, go, well, what do you think would be a relatable price that would fit your budget? And let's say that you're
really fast. That's powerful.
Yeah, of course.
That's a great
empathy.
Question.
Damn it,
Like I don't even think we're asking that. I don't think we're asking that downstairs. That's a fucking good one that we'll use right now today. Yeah.
When I sold cars, people would say that's way too expensive. I say, what kind of payment are you looking for? I might show them a $700 payment, And they say, well, I'm looking for 400. So if I can get it at 400 today, would you buy it? Yes, sign here. Okay, I know I can't get it at 400, but you know what? Then I got them.
So you're looking for the commitment.
I want them. They're committed that they want the product.
Love
Absolutely.
that.
So if they say that, so you're going to say, well, what is a reasonable price for you? And they say, let's say you're $20,000, and they say $10,000. Go, well, what do you think the extra value would have to be there in order for you to go from 10 to 20,000? What would you expect there to be extra than everybody else?
And they might tell you a flying machine, a jetpack, and then you know you're off. Or,
Exactly.
or they may tell you, well, you just throwing some free rims.
Yeah. Or and in your case, they might just say, well, maybe if I had an ability to come meet you in person, I'd be willing to pay that extra money. You're like, I can throw that in there. No problem. Come by the office.
I love it. All right, let's do this rapid fire. Eve, you good?
Yeah, that's
I think she's in like
Okay.
celebrity shock.
All right, Eve. Okay, thank you.
You on for the next one?
All right, yeah, we're going to do rapid fire. I like that. All right, Eve, we'll talk to you later. Thanks for calling in.
Thanks for calling, Eve.
All right, well, ironically, I guess I'm dialing, so they're calling. You want to spit one more little, go a little deeper on that?
John
while I
Penn,
pull up
firearms.
John?
We love guns.
All right.
I'm Texas.
There you go. Texas man with Texas. Here we go. Your objection better not be that Facebook doesn't approve the ads. Come on, man. Give us something more exciting than that. I'm
It might
taking
be
it away.
that YouTube doesn't approve them now.
Yeah, neither one of them do. So don't
If you're
start
going
with
to
that
run
shit.
gun ads, you got to run gun ads on Pornhub.
What is that?
What is that? Get the fuck out of here.
What is that, Ryan? God.
Hey, what's up, John? You're live on the air, man. How's it going?
I'm a Brazzers guy.
yourself.
I'm awesome, dude.
What's up, John?
So you sell guns, man. What kind of objections you getting over there? First of all, what kind of guns are you selling?
So specifically, I do marketing services for companies within the firearms industry.
Okay. Awesome, man. And so you're doing marketing for gun shop owners and stuff like that. People that build custom guns and gun shop owners?
Correct.
Okay, awesome. So what kind of objection do you get? What's your number one objection you get?
The value of their time. They think that all this can be done for free because they're doing it.
Oh, because they're marketing themselves, right?
Yeah.
Well, sir, I understand that you are doing it yourself and you're getting the traffic that you are right now. But do you know a thing about leverage is that if we had even more customers here and you spent your entire time closing sales and selling firearms versus having to work to get people in the door, don't you think you could make a little bit more money and sell some more firearms?
Made him up the value of his own time.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Rule number one, always agree with the customer and then ask them a question.
John,
I like it. Yes.
use it, man, and let us know how it works.
I will.
All right, brother. Talk to you later.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.
And let's talk more about that while I call the next person. I mean, let's talk about the psychology of why things like that actually work.
Because the customer is always right.
Yep.
And if you try to argue with them, then guess what? Now all of a sudden you're not closing them. You're trying to impale your opinion on them, and they might feel inferior. They might feel stupid.
Well,
they might feel like, oh, well, he thinks he knows more than me. Because people's egos are delicate today,
Yes.
thanks to social media. So you've always got to agree with the customer. You know what? You're absolutely right. But what if we put more people inside of your shop and you spent all your time selling guns instead of trying to get people in the shop? Wouldn't that help
think
make you
about
more
the
money?
emotional state, right? So I like to talk about the emotional state whenever you're creating advertising or when you're selling. In other words, one question: how does someone feel based on what you say? And if someone says, I don't have enough time, and then you go, exactly what he's saying, fuck you, yes you do have enough time, man. You told me you had time because blah, 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 blah.
You have the same time as Bill Gates, right?
Yeah, and then you're arguing with them, and when someone's arguing, they feel like shit, they feel like mad, and now you're taking them out of buying emotions.
And they don't like you. Do you
And
like
they don't
people?
like
I
you.
don't like people to argue
And then
with
they
me.
talk shit
Yeah.
and they leave a bad review, and that's where everything goes. So when he's saying the agreeing thing, it's completely diffusing the objection. Man, that's a great point. You don't have any time. And then when you're coming up with a solution, it's almost like you're doing it together. Like, well, hey, man, if I'm able to do this, would that give you more time? And you kind of play into what they're saying, so that way you can never really be wrong.
And they might say, well, yeah, it would give me more time, but then how am I going to keep up with people? But if you're making enough sales, then you can hire somebody else, and then you can go enjoy the perks of being a business owner and letting the business work itself instead of you working the business, right? Because that's what we all go in business for ourselves for, is days off, not days on.
And don't forget, too, like, the reason why he's able to come up with this stuff, it's because it's just
I'm a fucking
repetition.
genius. Oh, yeah, well, that too.
Repetition, man. Like, it's just been doing, it's this, there are no new excuses in sales. No one's hitting you with something like, oh my God, how did I not see that coming? It's the same thing.
The dildo thing the orgasm thing got me a little off
She was
yesterday.
completely right.
I did not see that coming for an hour. But anyway.
See it coming. Got it. All right, here we go. Who am I calling next? I got Hold on, I need to scroll up because I'm fucking up. Antoine says, window cleaning / janitorial services. All right, let's talk to you, Antoine. Again, guys, if you're just tuning in, go ahead and put in your phone number. We're just calling people right now. We're overcoming sales objections, kind of doing a rapid fire round here with Billie Jean and Ryan Stewman. Holla. The hardcore closers in the building, baby. Antoine, I'm calling you right now. You better answer. That's 2 rings, man. You should have your phone right next to you. You should be prepared. Antoine!
He who speaks first loses.
I lost. Antoine! Oh, man, you guys are fucking with me right now. Come on, baby.
Knocks the hustle.
Come on. Antoine! And then he hangs up. All right, let's try this again.
He's probably thinking, who the fuck is this salesperson calling me and just screaming my name?
All right, we're calling Mauro Hernandez from Vegas. I'm giving you a buzz right now. Hold up 1 second. Here it is. Ring-a-ling. Answer your phony thing. Antoine Knox. No, not Antoine Knox. I messed up. Mauro Hernandez. Mauro.
I love solar salespeople.
Here we go. Solar, baby. Solar. You guys got to be kidding me, man. We're on the live stream. You got us just dialing out here. Come.
Hey, I want to point something out, though, ladies and gentlemen. When I said that 93% of all phone calls go unanswered, I wasn't bullshitting. If we were texting these people, they would reply to us in a second.
100%.
So when you're trying to call your leads, the first thing you need to do is send them a text. Man, that is crucial.
So if you're getting leads and you're not getting a phone number, you're leaving all of your money on the table, by the way. I keep telling people that.
We ask everybody for name, email address, and mobile phone number.
Jeff Hudson answered the phone.
Hey,
Jeff Hudson! Yes! All right, Jeff.
Jeff sells to old people.
Jeff does reverse mortgages, and we're about to put him live with the hardcore closer, Ryan Stewman.
What's up, Jeff? How's the reverse mortgage world treating you?
It's awesome. It's awesome. It's going really well. I just got back from Hawaii, and I went on a vacation trip to Hawaii.
Oh, awesome, man.
So he's
for
good.
being like top
He's
producer.
good. He's
Yeah,
good.
so you're a closer. I like it, man. And you know what? Reverse mortgage is good because it doesn't matter if the rates are up or down. Old people always need money because they make terrible life decisions, man. What's the number one objection you get from these folks?
For me, I have, I guess, more trouble with your high asset borrowers, maybe who have that 401k or that IRA, and maybe don't think that they need it, but possibly could use it as maybe another bucket for them to, use as a supplement for retirement.
Absolutely. I agree that you don't need it because you already have some retirement income coming in. But what if we took the money out of your house and invested that money? We take the money out of your house at 5%, invested that money into the stock market that's right now giving you a 13% return on investment. You'd actually be making money on top of your money, which meant that you'd have even more money and live a more comfortable lifestyle. That would make sense for you, right, sir?
Alternate endings, people.
Hey, man, I closed over 17, most people don't know this, but I closed over 1,700 mortgages in my day, man.
Did you?
Yeah, that's like, I was like the man in 2000 and, he hung up in 2009, the worst year on record to do mortgages. I closed 183 by myself. No team, no nothing, like a machine, all by myself.
Guys, alternative fucking outcomes. Hey, your reality is great, but what would this reality look like?
Wouldn't this one be better?
Guys, you can, and that's the thing. The reason why I'm unpacking these objections is because I want you guys not to just listen to be entertained, but I want you to be able to implement this right away. So right now, one exercise you can do is, what people are going to say is, hey, I'm already good with my marketing. Right? They're going to tell you there's a lot of marketers here today. I'm already good with my marketing. So give them a better alternative to what they're currently experiencing. And if you really understand your customer, that should be easy to do. So write it out. Write down exactly what it looks like. So when people hit you with those questions, you don't freeze. And by the way, congratulations on winning that trip to Hawaii.
Yeah, I love it, boys. Thank you, guys.
Later, brother. All right, I think someone called back that I called while I was doing it. Do they deserve a call back?
Antoine.
Was it Antoine?
Hold
on, we got too many phone numbers. Now I'm confused. Look how far I'm scrolled down to the bottom. Yo, Josef. Stop it! You're giving me an international phone number, and I got a U.S. fucking phone, bro. So like, I can't call. I'm not just, or you can just use up all my anytime minutes, man. I'm not about that life. All right, so Paul's got a clothing brand.
He's like dropping his Skype address. Skype me, damn it, Skype me.
All right, we're calling Paul Ruff. He has a clothing brand right now. Hold on here. It's kind of hard to see. I don't have my glasses on. I'm just kind of winging this. All right, here we go. Paul Ruff, clothing. It's pretty good. What kind of clothes do you think he makes? We'll find out now.
Custom shirts.
Hello?
Paul, you answered the phone.
Congratulations, you passed step 1.
Yeah, you are already like way better than everybody else who did not answer the phone today.
You are going to be rich.
I was watching. It was like 2-3 rings. I was like, nah, I got the phone right here.
I love it, brother. Okay, so clothing. I'm about to pass you to Ryan Stewman, the hardcore closer. You ready?
Yeah.
Rock and roll.
Hey, what kind of clothes you sell, man?
I sell streetwear and more so motivational branded clothes.
Like entrepreneurial shirts and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Awesome, man. So what kind of objections do you get when people go to buy your clothes?
People, well, really, I don't really get any objectives, so
Ryan.
I can't really get to that one.
Have Ray
back.
Say that again. You kind of cut out a little bit. Your phone's a little weird. Say it again.
I haven't really written any objectives, to be honest with you.
So why are you on the phone?
You on the phone with us, damn it.
What do you need help with?
He's like, I'm about to just plug my... See, if he was a good salesman, you would have said, I work at www.badassroughclothes.com, and I ain't got objections. You should buy my shit because nobody ever objects. Back to you,
All
Bill.
right, man. Thank you so much for your time. You're the best. No, Ray. One of my sales guys got a question.
Okay.
For objection handling. That would be funny. So instead of just calling him, he's just going to walk upstairs.
We'll just make you some money. How about that?
Let's switch this to a marketing question for you right now, man. How are you selling your clothes?
How do I sell them?
Yeah. Never mind, Ray's here. I love you, brother. Thank you so much. Shout out to your clothing brand. All right, here we go, Ray. Come on up. Can I get a pass around mic? Can I get another mic? Oh, we got it up here. We're good. All right. Come on in, Raymond. Raymond works here.
All right. Awesome.
Wanna use that? Come on, scoot on in. We can make like familiar. All right, so I'll
What
let
you got,
guys
man?
handle
Lay it
that.
on me.
So currently, we have a lot of people signing up for our Gene Pool program. It's a monthly membership.
We're the
website.
smart people.
Yep.
And they pay a monthly recurring fee.
Okay.
So right now, we're upselling them to take a lifetime membership and just avoid the monthly fee.
Okay.
So it's a 109 entry fee and then a 597 upsell. And the biggest objection we get is
Wait, really quick. And like 23% of people are taking that online, the lifetime. They're taking the upgrade
On their own.
without talking to anybody.
Yeah.
It's really working. Side note for everybody watching.
so
My robots beat my sales team, too.
Oh, that's
They're faster and more efficient. you
yeah.
know?
But number one objection is, hey, I like what you're saying. I just want to try this out first.
Absolutely. You know, if you like it and you want to try it, why wouldn't you want to buy it?
I'll call you right back.
I mean, that's what I would ask them. First of all, is like, if you like it and you want to try it, what's keeping you from buying? And they're going to give you one. I've never done your job before, but I know they're going to give you one of a few objections. Number one is, well, I'm not sure if it'll work for me, right? But if you like it and you want to try it, then you know that there's some semblance that it's going to work for you, right? You would agree with that, wouldn't you, sir? Yes, absolutely. So just invest in yourself. Worst case scenario, it doesn't work and you're out $109. Would that be the end of the world for you?
Well, in this case, it would be the $600
$597.
additional.
Yeah.
$597.
Same line.
But same line. Yeah, exactly.
Yep, same line, absolutely.
Well, and I think it goes deeper. It's just, I like to call it unmasking guys. In other words, motherfuckers, buyers are liars and liars are buyers. So people lie to you about what's holding them back all of the time. So when someone wants to tell you like, hey, I just want to try it, that's just them
That's
saying.
a buying sign.
Exactly.
They're telling you they like it and they want to try it.
They're
Fuck,
saying
they wanna
I'm
buy it.
really scared.
Of
right?
something
I'm
inside
scared,
them. I'm
and we
scared
gotta
that I
find out
won't
what it
do
is.
it. I'm scared I won't find the time. I'm scared it won't work for me. I'm scared that I'll look like a fool because I'll do it wrong. I'm scared that, Billy will think that I'm not an action taker and not respect me anymore. Those are the things that are going through their mind. If they like it and want to try it, it's definitely not y'all. It's a buying sign and there's something within them. It's like, okay, so if you like it and you want to try it, what does trying it mean to you? You know? Like, because they may say, well, I want to see if it works in my industry.
I want to make money first. Trying means to me, I want to make some money first.
Right. Well, so why wouldn't you just pay the money, go ahead and go to work, and then make as much money as you possibly want to with a lifetime access to our membership site, which thousands of other people have taken a chance on and like it and tried it and bought it and invested and become successful from it as well? I'd love to make you our next testimonial.
Testimonial, baby. Future pacing. All right, Antoine says, thank you, Ray.
Yeah, thank you.
Antoine says, please call me back.
Please.
I don't know if you should get a second chance, man. We called you now. Okay, so, I think Antoine's calling. Wait, hold on. Is this Antoine? Hello? No, someone just like quiet as shit. This
the
is
thing
crazy.
is, I love about my people is like my people are salespeople, so like they answer the phone.
Now you see my problem with marketers, man.
Yeah, they're fast on the phone. They're quick with, they would never say, I don't get objections. They're going to say, Stewman, here's the deal, right? Like they're going to just lay into it. I love it.
All right, here we go. Antoine, we're calling you back. I actually have to make a real call. Give me 2 minutes. You're solo for a minute, baby. Stewman Show.
Hello.
Hey, is this Antoine?
Yes, it is, buddy.
All right, man. So what do you sell?
Window cleaning service.
Okay, cool.
Janitorial service.
And what is your number one objection that you get?
Well, my number one objection is like, it's miscellaneous. We don't need it right now.
So that would be towards janitorial or windows? I just want to get the context of what we would be dealing with in the conversation here.
Say that again, buddy, because I'm on a magic jack and I'm like out of the. I saw y'all, but I couldn't answer because the phone was. I'm out of the country and the signal's bad.
Oh, okay, I got you. So let's just say you're selling windows, and somebody says, it's not something
No, I'm selling the service.
selling the service of cleaning windows. Sorry, and somebody
Right,
says,
yes.
and somebody says, I'm not ready. I don't think that we need that right now. Say, what's awesome is when you wake up first thing in the morning in sunny Southern California and you look out of your clear, crystal clear window and you see the sun and the birds chirping.
They're calling me now. They're calling me now. Shit. Yes, right?
You there? Y'all killing me on these
Yeah,
phones.
what are you doing, man? No, wait, it's me. Yo. It's me.
Are you there? Billy's fucking with them downstairs.
Yo, wait a minute. Tell him to call me back, man.
I don't know what's going on in this. Y'all stumped me. Y'all stumped the closer for the first time in my life. I'm not sure what's going on this phone call, man. I think Billy went down there and called them from downstairs and was messing with him on the back end because he kept saying, it's me. I don't know what was going on there. So it says, Newman, I found your book in my garage and read it last year, Elevator to the Top, baby. How the hell did my book see, that's how good of a marketer I am. My book just slid up in your garage there, buddy. That's interesting. Did you find it in Ty Lopez's garage, here in my garage next to my bookshelf? So that was an odd conversation, you guys. Here's one thing I want to point out, though. When you're handling objections, the science behind it is to ask a question, agree with the customer, ask a question, and show them an alternative outcome, an alternative reality to the one that they live in. What Antoine, before we got into all that weird stuff, is if I'm going to sell somebody some window cleaning services and they say, I don't think that we really need that right now, I would say, absolutely, you don't need it. It is not a necessity. But wouldn't it be nice to pull up to your home and see crystal clear windows? Wouldn't it be nice to look out your window on a nice sunny day and to not see any streaks or handprints or any of that stuff? Wouldn't it be nice just to make sure that you take care of the exterior of your home so that your neighbors appreciated having you in the neighborhood as well? Right? Just show them that alternative, that there are some things out there that will fit better for them and that can actually improve their current situation. So.
Did anybody hit you with the, I just want to talk to my wife first?
No, and you know what? That's a good one though. That's actually one that we put on the closer cards. We preload closer cards, and you can get them at closercards.com without Billy here. I'm gonna be pitching my shit in a second. And now we're here for the Ryan Stewman buying show. And but here's what I do know: when people say they need to talk to their wife, if it's not something like a house or a car, which you probably should talk to your wife if you're buying a house or a car. But here's what I ask them: does she know that you're here? Absolutely, she knows you're here. And does she trust you to make good decisions? Absolutely. Do you feel like this is a good decision? Well, I'm not sure. That's why I need to talk to my wife. Then I absolutely understand. I think you need to talk to your wife as well. Would you like to step up from the table here for a minute and make a phone call and then have that conversation with her and then come back here, give me the answer, whether it's yes or no, and we'll move forward accordingly, however we need to move forward. Because what happens is, here's the thing. Now that I got a minute to get some words in here, people are scared of making decisions because decisions come with consequences. When you make a decision, there is intent behind that decision. And most people, this is the craziest thing about human beings, most people have made more bad decisions than they have good decisions. You see, I discovered this when I was working with Dr. Pratt. Most of us are scared of making good decisions because we feel like we deserve to live with bad decisions. And so when you're trying to get somebody to make a good decision, it's hard for them to make that good decision because they know what it's like to make a bad decision, right? They suffer the consequences and poor me, and they get to go play a victim mentality and everything else. But what happens is when you get them to make a good decision, it's almost as if they don't feel like they deserve that thing that they got. And it's a weird way that we've all been wired wrong in our heads. Like, you know, my friend Brad Lee, I was on his podcast one time and he said, would you rather have $100 million that you got handed to you, or would you rather have 20 million that you worked for? And like an idiot, I said, I'd rather have 20 million. And he goes, well, then you just are now $80 million, you know, less rich. And I thought, well, you know, but I earned the 20 so I can turn it into 100. And he goes, but what if you don't? He goes, but what if you had 100 and you lost the 20? You'd still have 80 left, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you have learned something from losing 20 million? I thought, damn, we really are wired to make terrible decisions. I just turned down $80 million, you know, and we're really wired to make terrible decisions. And so you have to understand that your prospects are comfortable making bad decisions. When I would show cars to somebody, or I would show a mortgage to somebody with bad credit, I would look them right in the eye and I'd go, I can see right here by your credit report that you've made a series of bad decisions your entire life. Allow me to be the first good decision you've made in a long time. Sign here, sir. And sometimes they look at me like, shit, you right. Almost, I mean, they never told me no when I hit them with that line. Looks to me like you've spent your entire life making a series of bad decisions and you're used to that. Allow me to show you what it's like to allow me to show you what it's like to actually make a good decision. Here you go, sign here. It works every single time. You know, this guy's actually looking out for us and he can tell that we make bad decisions and he's telling us to make a good decision. And so, but people fear consequences because, like, think about it, consequences have intentions. And intentions are what get you in trouble, right? So you think about this, like if you're driving down the street and you drop your phone in the car and you reach over and you pull up on the curb and you hit somebody on the curb, you're probably not going to go to jail. You know what I mean? Like you might even kill that person. You're probably not going to go to jail because it was an accident, right? However, if you're driving down the street and you see somebody that owes you $20, you like swerve up on the curb and run them over and kill them, you're probably going to do a life sentence. That's because you decided you made a bad decision and it was intent, and you're going to have to deal with the consequences, right? And I know that's an extreme scenario, but most people are scared to make decisions because decisions come with consequences, and they've suffered the consequences of bad decisions so many times in their life that they almost become paralyzed when a good decision shows up in front of them. Yeah. So where the hell did Billy go? I feel like it's the Ryan Stewman show now. Welcome to the Ryan Stewman show here, where it's all sales all day. And
do another call?
Yeah, we do another call. Might as well.
Like we get plenty of objections all day, so like another one that we definitely
hit me, man.
Is, trust, the trust factor. Hey, I just started following you a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I'll say it again. So I'll just come in camera here while Billy's down there. So basically, just so everyone out there knows, I'm on the phones all day here. So we're handling objections constantly, and one that I get.
You can tell by the little I'm on the phone.
I'm on the job right now. So all the time we're getting stuff like, hey, I really like you guys. I like the content, but to be frank, I just am not ready to trust you guys yet. So what's a good way to like instill that confidence and transfer? Because that's something you're really good at, is taking that person who's made a series of bad decisions and helping them confidently make another one, but letting them know it's a good one. So.
You know, I understand that trust is a big deal when it comes to investing your money because there's lots of gurus out there and there's lots of people that aren't trustworthy. But you can see, you may have only been following us for a couple of weeks or a couple of months here, but you can see that we have a decade-long track record of getting results for people that have trusted us. We'd like to give you the opportunity to get those same results by taking a chance and trusting us today. Because even though they've only been following you for a couple of weeks, that doesn't mean that you've only been around for a couple of weeks. If I just bought my first Apple device today, that doesn't mean that, you know, I may have just heard of Apple today, but that doesn't mean that they don't have a 3-decade-long track record of making customers super happy.
Right, so you're leading with that social proof. Like
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
You've been following us for a couple of weeks. There's no way you've watched all of our videos because we've been in business for 10 years. But what has happened is people have been able to trust us for 10 years to get them the results that they've wanted in their life. I'd like to invite you to trust us to get those same results for you because we don't let people down. That's what we always, that's like my sales team and myself, I always tell people we don't let people down. We don't. Like I got 8 years in this business, guys. Like this is just me talking. I got 8 years in this business and you will not find a negative review online about me. And it's not because I pay people to scrape them. I don't. That's like I don't even know those kind of people. It's because I do not let people down. Like I have a track record of delivering every single time. And people say all the time, it's like, I just heard of you. I'm not ready to buy yet. Well, what are you going to do when one of your competitors does make a buying decision today? And then they pass you up and take over your market share? How's that going to feel because you stalled and delayed that you're going to miss out on this? I've got an 8-year track record of flawless delivery every single time, and I do not plan on making you the one exception in the last decade of that to happen to.
And hey, while I'm here, I think I'll take advantage and just ask you.
Come on, man.
Another question, like on a different topic, is as a sales guy like myself, what is something like a habit that you learned over the series of your years doing this? What's a good habit that like every salesperson out there can benefit from, aside from just like repetition? Is there anything that you learned other than just practice that has really had an impact on like the way you do things and how you delivered?
This sales is a lot mindset. Right, that's all it is. Sales and mindset, because we're getting told no, we're getting told fuck off, we're getting hung up on, so it's got to be able to overcome and have the mindset of overcoming and adapting. So here's the 3 things that I do. You guys write this down. This is going to change your life, Raymond. It's going to change your life. So this is the 3 things that I do every single day. Number 1 is as soon as I get out of bed, I know people say don't check your phone first thing when you get out of bed. I put AirPods in because I have a wife, and so I sleep next to her. She sleeps a little. I wake up at like 4 in the morning without an alarm clock. It's just like, I've been that way since I was a little kid. I drove my parents crazy, like, what the fuck are you doing awake at 4 in the morning? I was like, I don't know, Mom, just awake. Like, I'm just that guy, right? And so first thing I do is I put my AirPods in, and I turn something motivational on my phone. For you guys that don't know me, I've created something called the Get Your Mind Right podcast. It's on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, YouTube, all that. Get Your Mind Right podcast. Give me the first 5 minutes of your day every single day. All that messed up wiring we got in our brains, I'm going to rewire you for success. So first thing in the morning, it's not a sales thing. It's a motivation and mindset thing. So first thing in the morning when you wake up, listen to the Get Your Mind Right podcast, okay? The second thing is I do every single morning after I've listened to, it's weird for me to listen to my own shit, right? So you guys listen to my shit, but for me, I already wrote it. And so I listen to somebody else's stuff. And then what the next thing I do is I've written out my core values. I have 15 core values that I live and die by. And every morning, like I'm just gonna be like honest with you guys and maybe a little crass, like every morning when I get up, I go handle my morning business. I look at my phone while I'm listening to motivational stuff. Taking a shit, yes. And I read the core values out loud because your ears are programmed to hear the words that come out of your mouth, right? And so I read my core values out loud. My core values are things like I focus on supporters and not reporters. I have family of choice is greater than family of origin. If it's not done with integrity, I don't do it. I want to become the man that I would look up to. I honor people who are honorable. Don't be the asshole first. Like, these are my core values, and I read them every single day. I know them, but I still look at them because I want to visualize, hear, and the whole sensory every single morning. I do that. And then every night before I go to sleep, I write down my daily wins. Because here's what I know. My buddy David Goggins taught me this. He called it the cookie jar. I call it the savings account. And if you don't know who David Goggins is, that's the baddest motherfucker living, right? I'm so blessed to have him as a friend. And he calls it the savings account. Or he calls it the cookie jar, I call it the savings account. I write down my daily wins every day, right? Because I focus on winning only. I don't focus on losing and I don't focus on other people. I don't focus on anything other than winning. So every day I write down every win that I made. We had a record sales day. I had a great day with Billie Jean. I had a great day with Frank Kern. I got to travel. I got first class flights. Those are all wins. Even when you don't sell nothing for the day, even when you have the shittiest day, like I got sentenced to prison, but you know what? I won because I only got, you know what I mean? Like I had won because I had my last meal with steak. Whatever it is, like you've got wins every day. Then when you have a bad day and you feel like a loser, you go back through those daily wins and you're like, dude, I'm a winner. Look at this. I got a proven track record of being a winner. And dude, it's hard at the end of the day to you write down wins every day. It's hard to be in a bad mood because sales is all about being in a good mood. It's all about tonality and being happy and being enthusiastic about what you sell. So when you start your day off with motivation and then you remind yourself who the fuck you are and what you stand for, and then you go to sleep as a winner, it is impossible for somebody to shake you by hanging up the phone on you or calling you a thief or calling you a scammer or saying that they can't do this. It is impossible to be shaken.
Fireball! Everybody in the chat right now, type in the word fireball! I'm going to throw one. Hot sauce, can you load me up a fireball? Can you load me one up? All right, here we go, guys. I'm going to throw a fireball on behalf of Mr. Ryan Stewman. Stewman.
They call me Newman on there. Somebody called me Newman.
Here we go. Fireball is coming. Yeah! 3, 2, 1. Yeah! Watch that in 12 seconds. You're going to see me. We got a delay on the monitor here because we see what y'all see, but you're going to see it. Just wait. I bet you the timing was on point, too.
I love it.
We got your fuego. You got fireball. There it is. Look at it. It's coming. You see it being manifested. Don't hate us. Stupid. Don't even know you saw. Oh! That's what the fuck we doing the studio, baby. The timing was impeccable.
I love it. I love it.
Yo, in the chat, because I honestly, after all the value this man is dropping here, I would feel guilty not selling something right now. I feel like if you guys just want to see us do something together, collab on like a marketing, sales, like fucking, like infusion.
You line them up, I'll knock them down.
Yeah, line them up. Yeah, we'll call it that. Line them up, knock them down.
I love it.
And you guys are curious, like maybe, I don't know if we want to do it in person. I don't know if we want to do it online. Who cares? But if you're interested, just put down, what's the word they should type in the chat? If they're interested in us doing something together, it's all about the leads and how to fucking close them.
You should type in collusion.
Collusion. Put in the word. No one's going to know how to spell that. Don't put that. You know how to spell that. Put workshop. if you want us to do a workshop together where you come in for the fucking day and we just manhandle you. We manhandle you down on all your shit, man. You leave with an exact advertisement that's going to bring you customers consistently and predictably. All right? So here, actually, I'm going to do one better so we can actually follow up with this. Okay? So do us a favor. Shoot an email to info@askbillyjean.com. If you really want to attend a workshop that Stewman and I put together, and again, this is on the fucking fly. I don't even know if we're really going to do it.
We've been talking about this for a minute.
We have.
It's not really on the fly anymore. It's some shit that's going to happen, you know.
All right, we're committing to it. Fuck it. We're going to do it. If you're interested in a workshop with the two of us just fucking going in for the day and helping you do what matters, man, sales and marketing. I mean, any business that's underneath $1 million in sales, let me be very, 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 very clear to you. You have nothing else to do today besides market and sell. It's just what it is. It's just the stage of business. It's just you need to do those two things or the rest doesn't exist. Understand? So info@askbillyjean.com. Tell your friends, tell your cousins, tell your mom. info@askbillyjean.com. Email us. Put it in a workshop, give us your contact information, and then somehow we'll follow up, and I'm sure you'll hear more about it from us. I think something intimate, man, like 50 people, nothing crazy, and we just go all in boot camp style.
Yep, absolutely.
Right? Parting words, guys. Actually, real quick, we'll do a quick Q&A. You got a couple more minutes?
I want to say this real quick.
For your time, though. What time you got to shake?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
All right.
I want to say this, though, because somebody mentioned it, and I showed you this, Billy. If you're in sales and you look at things like what Billy sells and you look at ClickFunnels and stuff and the shit's all overwhelming to you and you're just like, man, I just need some way to capture leads so that I can talk to people, I want you to go check out phonesites.com. It is a software that I created. We just launched it 3 days ago.
It's dope.
And it is so simple that you don't have to download an app. You don't need a computer. You don't need a laptop. You can literally take your mobile device and you can create a sales funnel in less than 5 minutes, all from your phone. It's so simple that my 6-year-old can actually do. You can upload videos, pictures, all right there from your phone, YouTube links, and turn it into a fully functional sales funnel from start to finish in less than 5 minutes. I'm telling you, it's the coolest thing going right now. And right now we're offering the introductory price of $19 a month or $199 per year. So it's like a no-brainer. So get in there. You can, like, dude, literally, if you say, I don't have time to build funnels, you can literally be sitting on the shitter, and by the time it's time to wipe, you could have an entire sales funnel done, and you're back to work. You launched on Facebook.
Depending on how fast or long you go. I like to take my time, so I'm more of a 20-minute guy.
Yeah, so you can
like,
make two.
Some shit
you make two, I'll do a number two. You know what I'm saying?
I can make 4. I love it, man. Guys, scale of 1 to 10. How helpful was it to have Ryan here today? Really diving into the sales, hearing about a story. Scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, really helpful. 1 being, get the fuck out of here, Ryan. Why do we even waste our time with you today? Right? Scale of 1 to 10, I know you guys got a little bit of delay. Let's show him some love or not love if you hated him and he's just miserable. Whatever it is. Now, closing words.
We can still do some Q&A if you want.
Yeah, let's do some Q&A. Actually, fuck it. Q&A. If you guys have questions and you want realness, ask myself, ask Ryan, and literally ask whatever y'all want, man. Like, it could be about mindset. It could be about sales. It could be about marketing. It could be about life, balance. I mean, cars.
Tell them about the car, boss.
Let me. I'm sorry. Yeah. Let me, because you know I'm gonna do a video for it, and so.
Okay.
But that's what I was talking to downstairs, and I was flipping them. I was so.
Yeah.
They did the whole.
You was doing
the
the
one
hardcore
thing, and
closer
then they switched it. Yeah. So I told him, I said, let's take a step back. So actually, this is. Yeah, 10 says great comment. Yeah, $1 million. There you go. Thanks. Cool. Yeah. So let's questions, guys. Questions. I always forget they got a delay. Questions. Anything that you want to ask? My favorite marketer, salesman. This was awesome. Tavius, you're our favorite person because you said that. So
congratulations.
It's mutual. Dre says 1 billion. I think that's 1 billion. I don't really know. You put so many zeros, Dre.
It's a lot of zeros.
I
We
literally
like it.
cannot count. It went over my head. I'm not that smart. Vince says he loves it. Charles said a 20, which is pretty good. We could both take a 10.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
put it
right.
right in the middle. All right, Billy, how do I get more high-end clients?
Dude, how many times a day do you get asked that question?
I was to say a lot.
That's the number one question that people want right now.
They do, and I'll tell you this, and a lot of people don't really like my answer to this. Here's the truth. High-end clients requires high-end skill sets. And I don't know your skill set. First of all, I want to say that. So this is not a hate at all, and much love. Thank you for being here. But what I'm telling you guys is, most of the time, and listen to me, most of the time, people get paid what they deserve to be paid. So, and the reason why I say that is because when you, like most people, they'll come to me and they say, man, I've had a social media marketing agency. I've been doing it for 3 months. I say, how many clients have you had in the 3 months? They tell me 2. I say, who are your clients? It says, one was a friend. Another one I got through this other referral that I met at this, the networking event. What are the ones that are in person, the local meetups? BNI, Chamber of Commerce, whatever it is. And then they go, but you know what? I decided, I watched a webinar, I read a book, I did something. I just need to go after the high end. Why am I playing with the little ones? Because you got little one skills. You got little one skills. Why are you getting paid like a nurse and not an open heart surgeon? Because you can't fucking do open heart surgery. So you got to invest into your game, man. Like, the high-end clients come when you can deliver high-end results. You want someone to invest $10,000 into working with you, you better be able to make them 30. And if you can't confidently do that and deliver that much ROI, then shit. There's nothing to talk about.
Here's what I
Simple
know.
as
Here's what I know. And this is where so many people, Billy, you're about to just give me huge amens on this. This is where so many people fuck up online. You're supposed to lead on the level that you're on. If you make $5,000 a month, don't be trying to get $50,000 clients, right? Don't be trying to tell people you can make them $50,000. There's enough people that would love to make $5,000 a month that will buy your shit to where you get the $50,000 a month, and then you can teach people how to get the $50,000 a month. That's called doing life with integrity, first of all. And then when you got enough people at $50,000 a month, and you go to $500,000 a month, you see, then you can start charging $500,000 a month and teach people how to get there. See, when I started my business coaching loan officers, I taught people how to do $3 million a month, because that's all I ever did as a loan officer. I didn't teach people how to do $10 million a month, because I had never done that shit. But when my first client hit $10 million, and I taught him how to do it, and he used my stuff to get $10 million. I said, well, let me show you how Billy did $10 million a month. Then I had another client do $20 million a month. And I said, let me show you how Billy did $20 million a month. And I never tried to say, let me show you how to do $20 a month, and I had no fucking clue how to do it. You know, you got to lead on the level that you're on, and then that will get you to the level that you want to be on. That'll get you to the level that you want to be on, to where you can lead according to where you're being called.
Fireballers, baby. They just come and just boom, 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 boom. They're just being fucking spit out everywhere. And I think it even goes simpler than that for both of us. When you said integrity, here's what I always like to think of. Treat others how you want to be treated. And I love going back to the doctor example, because if your son, your daughter, someone close to you was sick, and somebody came up to you and said, yeah, I'll do open heart surgery on them, but they're in their first year of med school. How fucking scary would that be?
It's a risky.
How scary would that be? How unfair? Like, you would never want somebody to do that with you. You got to think about business in the same way. The reason why I compare it to open heart surgery is because that's literally about saving your life. But guess what? Someone's business is how they fuel their life. It's how they get choices for their family. It dictates their lifestyle and their options. It's a big fucking deal. So you really just want to fucking treat others how you want to be treated. Like, please stop acting everyone like it's some hard decision to make. Like, if you wouldn't like it, don't do it to somebody else.
Hey, E. Brian Rose, first of all, I like your products. I like the things that you do over there. And you're right, fake it till you make it is bullshit. What you got to do is you got to believe until you achieve, because the words that come out of your mouth influence your subconscious. And fake it till you make it's what, like, posers say, believe until you achieve.
Fake it till you make it is fucking stupid.
Yep.
I'm glad you're on the same page with me with that, because I think it's not right. I think it's not okay. Anyways, that's deeper.
I never claimed this shit until I had it.
That's
right.
right.
You know what I mean?
Questions, y'all. Let's see. Someone says, what's up, Billy and Ryan from Las Vegas, Nevada? Shout out to Las Vegas, Nevada, Isaac. Let's see. A couple just comments here. What you guys got? Come on now. We market for strip clubs, but none of them want to be a reference for us. But they all ask for references before they sign. How do you overcome that?
Offer them a 20. It's more like, how do you come over that? I got jokes. Hold on. We got them. I know you got a couple too, right?
I was going to say, I was just going to get really immature and inappropriate. But yeah, we're going to keep that answer though. I like that. Scott says, what do you do when a client doesn't really know the computer well and the amazing tools available that they're not utilizing to generate sales?
You send them to phonesites.com. That's exactly the problem I solved.
Well, and also too, man, if you have a client that, watch this. I'm into marketing. You guys know that. Obviously, I'm super familiar with all this tech shit, the tools. People always show them to me. That's my world, right? But I think it's actually a bigger deal than that. I think it's actually kind of scary. So, for example, take my parents. Shout out to them. I love them. But they're also the same people who will call me on the phone and ask me how to change the input on the TV. Now, I put their information out there like that because all y'all do that shit too. But I literally, at first I used to be like, press this button, press this button. I get frustrated and irritated. But then it got to the point where I was like, I'm not actually going to do that anymore. Because then I started to really think about, my parents are young. They're not even 60 yet. If they're on this planet for another 20 years and they can't overcome the in-house products, what's the fucking next decade of life look like, and how are they going to be able to adapt? They're not. So when you're talking to your clients, depending on what you're selling, I don't know enough about it yet, but a lot of people keep treating your product or service as it's optional, and then going with the tactic we talked about earlier with the alternate reality, you have to tell them what the fucking bad version looks like too. Okay, look, Mr. Customer, you don't have to learn this marketing stuff right now. But if your competitors all decide to learn it and take me up on this offer, what's that going to do to your business? Oh, how long are you going to last? Ugh, is that something that you want? No. Well, what do you want to do? Put a ball back in their court. Then they say, I guess I'll have to buy this right now. See what I'm saying? So you're not finessing it right, Scott. You're not finessing this right.
There's a story about an old man being on the front porch and the dog next to him, and the dog's whining. And the grandson comes out. The old man's in the rocking chair, dog's next to him whining. The grandson comes out and he goes, "Hey, Grandpa, why is the dog whining?" The old man said, "Well, he's sitting on a nail." And he goes, "Well, why doesn't the dog just move?" He said, "Because it doesn't hurt enough yet." And that's how most people are. It hasn't hurt enough yet for them to make that move.
That's the realest shit ever. That's the realest shit today.
You know, that's it. Most people, they will not make that move until it is painful. So I ask people, they say, "Well, I'm stuck in a situation. I just don't know about this." Like, okay, well, you have this problem. How much longer are you willing to let that problem dwell in your life before you solve it?
You know, another good question to ask people too, because sometimes you guys will get the objection of people say, "You know what? This is a great product. I do understand that I need to learn this stuff, but you know what? Honestly, the pain's not great enough. I just don't need to learn it right now. I'm going to wait till our business really needs this, da-da-da." And I love to ask this question. I say, "Can I ask you a question? When's the best time to get flood insurance? After the flood or before it?" And then just be quiet. Make sure you be quiet. Silence is, as he was saying earlier, silence is important in sales. Let some shit sink in. Let them hit you. Are you still there? Yep. Sorry, I'm just still don't say anything. Just let motherfucker talk. Got it?
Here's what I know about salespeople. They hate silence. Silence is like the fucking devil to salespeople, but it will make you money if you just shut the fuck up.
It will.
It really will. But for some reason, salespeople, they are scared to death of silence, like little kids are scared of the dark. Yeah. And I don't know what the deal is with it, but we know he who speaks the least earns the most. We know he who speaks first loses. We know all these phrases in sales, but yet you guys are still scared of silence. Like, do you just like the sound of your voice that much? Then shut up and let them make it. They might just be thinking, and then you just keep saying some shit, and they're like, "Well, this dude talks too much, I'm out." You know?
And that happens more frequently. That's not like a hypothetical. That's like a real everyday. Roberta says, okay, so the most difficult thing about marketing is acquiring clients. I mean, seriously, we use our own marketing programs to generate leads, but it's much harder than generating leads, prospects, and customers for our clients than to achieve clients for marketing in my experience. Here's what it is, Roberta. I'll tell you. So it sounds like you're a marketer, and I see this all of the time. Marketers are really good at getting your customers' results, but it's challenging for yourself. Here's why. When people have a service-based industry, they try and tell people what they do in order to sell. But the only time that somebody's interested in buying your service is when you demonstrate what you do. So the reason why our agency is literally have a disgusting amount of leads, because I am consistently demonstrating. What have we been doing for the last hour and a half? We're just talking shit and demonstrating our value. In addition to that, if you see like our crazy videos, we demonstrate a sample of what it could be like working with us because we do it for ourselves. We spend 90% of our company time demonstrating what we do. When we work with clients, we film the entire process from A to Z. So then when all the other marketers are making noise because they're just talking, we just sit back and hit play and show. And when you can demonstrate and stop telling, that is when you will start selling. And yes, that rhymed. Ha-ha! Couple more questions. Luis says, Billy, I got 29,000 followers on IG. I've had my best week, $1,500. Good fucking shit,
Congrats.
Luis. What could I do to sell $450 coaching calls for social media marketing? Well, do you want to go?
That's a good question, but I'm going to leave the marketing stuff to you. Sales is my, I know marketing, but I want to learn from you.
I would say I don't know enough, right? So you guys look at this book, Genius Workbook, right? I put together this book that literally outlines every single step of how to get customers, and it goes aligned with our course, Clicks into Customers 2.0. So I created this process called the Genius Process. And the G stands for, the idea of the process is to show you how to get customers using social media advertising. Before you can do anything, you have to get information. And so when I'm looking at your question, Luis, you say you got 29,000 followers. Okay, that tells me a little bit. You had your best week of $1,500. What can I do to sell $450 coaching calls for social media marketing? It's simple. You have to get clarity on what problem you solve. You can't just put up a post right now and say, hey guys, I got 29,000 followers. Give me $450. Because the first question everyone's going to have is, for what? What are you going to do? So is your $450 coaching call to show people how to get 29,000 followers? And if that's the case, then they're going to ask you a follow-up question. How do you monetize it? So you really have to identify what people actually care about. And my guess is they want to understand how to get an ROI on social media, not just how to get followers.
That may not be true, though. You have to understand who your avatar is, because I see people all the time that would rather be popular than paid.
That's true, too.
And
All
so
right, you're right. I stand corrected on that.
Like if somebody wants to build a big following so that maybe Skinny Bunny Tea will give them a deal and give them free products and stuff like that.
It's a different game, yeah.
But you need to know who it is that you're selling to. And so they might pay $450.
And which goes in a line, though, with get information.
Yeah, exactly.
So you got to find out what's their desires, what's their problems, what's their pain. But also, too, when I said get clarity, guess what? Those are two different markets and two different messages. So if you're going after somebody who wants to be, or you want to go to the person who's a blogger, but they don't know how to actually get paid for what they do, that's a different fucking ad set and advertisement than the entrepreneur who says, I know I need to get into social media stuff, but I haven't been doing it yet. How do I do this to actually get customers? So get super duper clarity on which problem you're solving. And the way to do that is to say yourself, if somebody gave me $450, who's the person that I know I can help without a shadow of a doubt, I know I can get a fucking easy win for, and spend all your time selling that.
Frank Kern said this yesterday when I spoke at his event, which was like a dream come true for me. He said, when you were talking about your best customer, he said, if I only had to take this customer on and get paid after they got results, what would that customer be?
There it is. End the conversation. End the conversation. End the conversation, baby. One last question. Who's going to take us out, man? Let's see. Roberta says, and let's not even mention the fact I'm a female. You're a female and you're a badass.
Yeah, ladies are the best closers in my business are the ladies.
Shout out to Michael Hamburger.
Hey, what's up, Mike?
Let's see. Anyone? Last question. I know I got some shit in here that I probably didn't use. Let's see. Pamela's asking about the phone site templates or how it works. Just buy it, man. Put in the $19 and buy it. I'll give you that answer short. Everyone buy it. Go buy it.
There's tons of examples. If you just search phone sites on Facebook, people have been dropping links to their stuff. If you're not a member of the Sales Talk with Sales Pros group, it's the largest sales group on Facebook. It's my group. I'm the admin of it. We've been building it for about 3.5 years now. It's 77,000 people strong, I believe. And this year we're going to break 6 figures in the group. And we've got over 10,000 people blocked because we keep spam out. I have 5 moderators that are in there all the time watching it. And well, we don't tolerate bullshit in there, you know. Yeah. And because we keep it a good, clean community for sales professionals. But you can go inside that group and you can see all sorts of examples of everything. Plus, you can learn a lot of sales stuff from me and some of the other sales leaders that are in that group that share their stuff on the regular.
I see some questions. I'll kind of tell you. I'd rather end it with just I'll ask you a question.
All right.
What are you really bad at right now that you need to work on that's holding you back?
Man, what am I bad at that I need to work on that's holding me back?
What's your thing right now?
I think the one thing that holds me back in life, so I got a temper, man. I get mad too damn easy, and it stems from being impatient.
Right.
And so I shouldn't say that I get mad. I get frustrated, and I get frustrated too easy because I want my shit immediately, if not sooner.
I'm the worst.
And
and
I have zero tolerance for procrastinators and zero tolerance. But one of my core values is have patience for people that are less informed than you are. And I'm reminding myself of that. That's a new one that I added to it about 3 weeks ago. And I'm reminding myself of that constantly. Not everybody's as informed and as experienced as I am. But man, I have really low patience. So and that's why I see in Dr. Pratt and all this other stuff, if I can get better at that, that'll make me a better salesperson. Because a lot of salespeople, and it'll just make me a better human in general. Because a lot of salespeople, they're impatient why they talk so much. They're impatient why they rush through the sale, And I know that I get impatient when helping people or whatever the case, they'll say, well, how do I do this? Just do the shit I told you to do yesterday. Keep doing that,
Right.
And it's like, why don't you get it, And again, it's not necessarily
Forget how hard it is in
anger
that
deal,
stage.
it's a frustration deal.
Yeah.
And that's something that I'm working on every day, man. But once I get, and it's new to me, that I just had that self-realization.
Right.
Once, because I always thought, fuck patience being a virtue. I'm trying to hurry up. But now I realize that it has been, it's much like marijuana. It has been something that was detrimental to me. It's not detrimental to everybody. Some people need less patience. I need more patience, and that's something that I realized that I could work on. So
cool. Guys, isn't it weird? Even Ryan Stewman has things that he can work on. So crazy. So does Billie Jean. So does fucking everybody, right? It's just humans on humans on humans on humans. So ladies and gentlemen, boys, actually, fuck, I almost forgot. Stewman, man, you got to do it. You got to look at that camera and say Billie Jean is marketing, man.
my man Billie Jean is marketing.
Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. We're done. We're out of here. It's over. Big shout out to our sponsor, Wirecast. Damn it.
I love those guys.
Everyone, use Wirecast. If you don't buy, like if you watch our live streams and you go, holy shit, how do they switch between these cameras? How do they put text on there? How do they do a fireball? How do they do music and all these things? Go fucking to Wirecast.com and buy everything that they have. Actually, just buy the software. That's all you really need. And then you can do cool videos like this. And it really works great. And I do not just say that because they pay me to say that. I say it because I've been a customer for fucking 2 years.
And they're awesome. I like them.
They're fucking great people, right?
Absolutely.
So there you go. Two guys. Software. Same one. Phonesites.com. Buy it. Buy everything. Fuck your excuses. We're out of here. Damn it.
Later.
Take us out.